this is Amy. Welcome to my next Q&A. And the first question is by Joanne Zhao. I need a wallet, but I still have a hard time deciding from either the Victorine or the Emily or the Josephine. What is your suggestion? I normally carry 4 cards, but I also need another 4 to 6 that I need to put in the wallet just in case. I'm pretty sure all of these wallets would work out for you. I think if you prefer a smaller wallet, the Victorine is really nice. My friend has it and she loves it. And also there's a new one that came out in all empreinte leather. It's called the Pont Neuf, which is the same name as the name of the bag. And yeah, so they're both Victorine style. As for the Emily or the Josephine, I like both of them. I personally have the Emily, so I would recommend the Emily. I find that the 4 card slots in the front are straightforward and just easy to access. Any other cards that I usually have, I put it inside the zip compartment, and then there's tons more space for your cash and bills and receipts inside. So I would recommend any of those, so it really depends on whether you want a more compact wallet or a longer full-size wallet for bills. Cape Cod Belle, I would love to see what you carry in your Neverfull. Do you use an organizer for it? I hardly use my Neverfull because I feel vulnerable with the open top, but I would still like to use it more often. So I totally understand your feeling, and I think that is exactly how I felt when I was choosing between the Speedy and the Neverfull many years back. And nowadays, I feel like the Neverfull is my most favorite bag out of the two, and I actually don't love the Speedy as much. I do love the look, but I just don't love carrying it as much, even with the bandoulière. I put all the, say, the wallets or the card case and the keys inside the zippered pocket inside. And nowadays, the new Neverfull does come with an additional pouch which you can secure more things in it and attach it to the D-ring. And anything else that is not as important, I would shove it in the back. So if I'm carrying it like this, I would shove it in the back of me. And anything more important, such as your camera or like your pouch with you know, certain things that are still important but not as crucial as, say, your ID wallet or your keys, then I would, you know, put it in the front of me, and that way I feel like it's secure enough, just because I'm carrying it on my shoulder and I feel like it's so close to my body and my arm is like squishing it against my body. And I've been doing great with that system so far, and I feel like it's just a matter of getting used to, and of course also depending on where you go. I would say if it's a super crowded area, then maybe don't carry a Neverfull. So as long as you're not traveling with it in like super crowded areas or areas that are known to have pickpocketers, most likely it will be fine. And also whether I use a organizer, the answer is yes and no, but most of the time I don't, just because I just like to throw everything inside, and there's enough pouches and pockets, zipper pockets, to organize my things. I typically don't really carry that much more, even though I'm using my Neverfull. I still carry the same wallets, the same card holders as when I'm using my smaller bags. And anything else extra that I throw in is usually a scarf or a water bottle or like my camera case. So like it's things that I would already normally carry, but just maybe be able to throw in a little bit more as I'm shopping and things like that. So I hope it was helpful. Definitely try it out, or if you feel uncomfortable, maybe try it out in an area where you know it's secure, the people around are nice, and you know, maybe if you just take a stroll at the park, maybe just try that and see how you feel about it. Mrs. TLC, she asks, Amy, which model of the pochette métisse do you think is better? The one with the additional slip pocket or the current model? I really wanted one, but watch Jerusha's video and she stated that the canvas between the two models are a lot different in texture, and that is right. The old model, which is the one that I have with the slip pocket inside and the little sort of leather piece attached to the zipper in the back, that is the original model and is made with a stiffer canvas, and therefore even the shape itself is just more square and more structured, and just the overall bag is just a little bit stiffer. Whereas the current model doesn't have the small slip pocket inside where the tag is sewn, and just the overall look, even just from looking afar, it's just a little slouchier. It's still a structured bag because of the way it is, but each pocket has a slouch, and you can tell from the touch and from just handling it that the canvas is a lot softer. I would say that both versions are really great. There are pros and cons to each of them. The pros of the older model is that it looks so structured. It will actually just stay on the table sitting up with no problems at all. It will never really fall down. And I just think personally the old one looks better. Whereas with the new one, because the canvas is a lot softer, I feel like it's easier to fit things inside. And also it just seems to fit a little bit more. For some reason, I feel like I see on Instagram or on some other people's videos, they just seem to like keep on stuffing it and it's fine. Whereas I feel like mine, there is a limit, and there is a point where the bag just is so stiff it won't close, if that makes sense. So I think there's pros and there are cons. I still love my bag because I mean I chose it and I got it when I got it, so I wouldn't really change it for that reason. But I definitely suggest that you try it out at the store, the new one, and definitely try to, if you can, bring all the stuff that you would normally carry in it, and yeah, just try it out at the store and see if you like it. Judy Tam: Hi Amy, I'm torn between the LV Zippy Mid Scout and the Gucci Zip Around card case, both of which you own and speak highly of. In your opinion, which one is more functional and easy to use? I tend to carry cash and cards. And another one of you, Kit Kat K, also asked about the same question, and you'll also want to know how the Gucci one is holding up. So like you said, both are really great. I actually don't have the LV Mid Scout anymore in my collection. I do highly recommend the Gucci one simply because it's just straightforward 3 compartments. It's much bigger, so you don't have to fold your bills multiple times. Canadian dollars can be folded once and then slipped inside any of the compartments and it zips fine. The Mid Scout has very smooth card slots, and that was always a nice feeling every time I put a card inside or took out one. So I wouldn't say that the Mid Scout is not good, but I just do like the simplicity of the Gucci a little bit, and also the fact that I didn't have to fill my cash so many times, and it has enough gussets to just see anything at a glance and just pick the card that you need. And so I so highly recommend the Gucci. The leather one that I have currently is holding up so well. The leather is super durable, and I literally can throw it inside my bags and there's no issues at all. So with the LV zippers, it's always been so smooth and so beautiful. So I do like the LV for that reason. However, with the Gucci one, I noticed that it is kind of stiff, especially the leather version. It may be a little bit easier with the canvas version of the Gucci one, because I have tried it and I decided against it. At the time I was looking at the flower, at the blooms design, and I was deciding between the blooms and the leather, and I wasn't in love with the blooms enough to get it. So that was the only reason why I went with the leather. And I mean, it was kind of a no-brainer in a sense that leather is still leather. So, but in any case, if I had the choice to redo it, I would probably choose the canvas just because it's a little more fun, and it's just so pretty to look at every time. But regardless, I think both card cases are great, and I would still really recommend the Gucci one because of, you know, I still really enjoy using it, and it fits a ton, way more than the LV Mid Scout. The next 3 questions are kind of related, so I'm just going to answer them all. Nice collection of bags you've shown in your 2016 bag collection. I was wondering if you would do a wish list of bags, of what you may get in the near future. And also, many of you asked me whether I would purchase a colored bag or add a colored bag in my collection. And then finally, one of you, shopping with a passion, you asked whether I would get the LV kimono. and what I think about it. So let me answer this question first. The kimono is really beautiful. I have tried it and I love looking at it from afar, but I personally don't think I will add it to my collection, only because I feel that it's uncomfortable to carry on the shoulder, and also it's just not as practical in general. I feel like it's not deep enough as a tote, and it's not quite, like, it looks big, but it's not quite as spacious as a Neverfull, so I probably wouldn't add it to my collection. I feel like it's more of a handheld bag, and I'm definitely not a handheld bag person. Plus it's quite expensive, so for those reasons I would probably not add it to my collection. I definitely think that black bags or black clothing even, or very neutral color clothing suits me best. Even if I don't choose a black color, I would go with a dark color. So if it's a red, it's a dark red. If it's a blue, it's a dark blue. That type of thing. And every time I try something else, and even my mom agrees with me, it just doesn't look quite right on my skin tone for some reason, and every time I put on the darker scarf, or like the black scarf or whatever, she automatically likes it. So I think that is one of the reasons why I always tend to go for black, including bags. I mean, brown is still a very neutral color, monogram is a neutral color, demi of course, and black is just so easy. It's kind of a no-brainer for me, and that's the reason why I tend to go for those colors. However, I do want to add more colors into my collection, probably sometime in the future, I guess when I'm tired of getting black bags, I suppose. But at the moment, I think maybe the only colored bags I would potentially add into my collection would be kind of like a Gucci camera bag, such as the Gucci Soho camera bag, or like the Gucci camera bag with the B in the middle with the 3 stripes. I think those are really, really nice. And if taupe counts as a color, I would probably go for something like that. But no beige. Beige somehow doesn't work for me either. It has to be certain shades. Like if it's a beige, it has to be like a more, I guess, a more darker beige. I'm thinking of the Chanel Distress Calfskin reissue beige flat bag, because that's the one that I like. That's the combination that I like. So speaking of wish lists, I am quite happy with my current collection. Some of you have asked me whether I would buy any more bags and whether I'm just gonna stop buying, because I could probably get away with any sort of events with the collection that I currently have, which is great, but who will ever have enough bags, honestly? So yes, my wish list is ever growing, but it also changes all the time. And I would say that at the moment, at the very moment, if I could, I guess if money was no object, I would probably want to add another Chanel flap, this time in the medium large, or I could also go with a reissue. I still love the reissue in the distressed calfskin, either black or beige with gold hardware. And if I would go with a classic flap, I would probably just go with, I would say, a gold, and I probably wouldn't mind lambskin either. I would still want to add another mini flap, and that would have to be the rectangular mini. I would probably still want to add maybe a tote. I really like the look of the Deauville tote, but I have never seen it. Perhaps a Celine Nano and a YSL medium shoulder bag with the chain. I would love to get something from Gucci in the new Bengal limited edition. I just think that the Bengal is so vibrant, and with the colors of the pink and the yellow, it just looks really great on the monogram. If you haven't seen it yet, I only just saw it in Las Vegas, and also I've been stalking it on the internet, on their website before I went, because I knew that it just came out, and then I was almost contemplating selling my current Gucci card case just to get that one. Next question by MLCYMC. I'm thinking of getting the clay that you bought for your husband. Did your husband like it? Does he use it often? So my husband is currently not using it, only because he's using the Gucci one, the same Gucci card case that I have. Well, I bought him a matching one. So he loves this one though. It's just that in the winter he tends to be able to carry a larger wallet. So the Gucci one being larger than this one, he's able to carry it inside his jacket pocket. But otherwise he prefers I guess he kind of switches between this and the other one because this one is thinner and it's just a little bit more compact. I think they make it in the demi-event version now, which is also a good alternative for a female if you don't like the color black. I do see some wear and tear here, but that's on the fabric. I don't know if you can see there's a little bit of pilling on the fabric of the zipper, but otherwise everything is intact. The glazing, which is very minimal, still looks really great, and of course the canvas looks great. And this is just such a great item to hold. He typically puts a few cards and then he folds cash, and then he can even throw in some coins whenever he used it. It's just that he does alternate between the two, but yeah, he definitely does still love it. XJ Matthew, I've fallen in love with the push-up mitzvahs. It started yesterday, but I don't like the strap. I wanted to see if you can model the pics of the strap you mentioned. This person was referring to my bandoulière strap, which I do have a couple of videos now on my channel where I've worn it with my push-up mitzvahs. So the first video is where I revealed the bandoulière itself, which I will try to link down below if I can remember. And the other video is actually in my most recent vlog in Las Vegas. I wore that strap and my push-up mitzvahs. That's the only bag that I brought over to the trip, and I didn't even bother bringing the other strap. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this Q&A. I know it's a bit short, but I haven't done one in a long time, so hopefully that's kind of like a nice catch up with you guys. And yeah, I hope you guys are doing very well. I'm Amy. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!